Hey, your last review got 19 reviews.
Yeah, it's probably from all our fucking
from us
Opponents,
multiple
yeah.
opponents.
enemies. Yeah.
And so these games, Duck was in the corner on the 6-8.
Did you start share screening it?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I didn't. My bad. I'm stupid. Let me know if you see it.
Oh, weird. Hang on. Hang on, let me review it.
Yeah, some of your whatever your mic you're using for your mic input now is completely different too.
There we go. Half of it was connected to my PlayStation, and half was to my
Weird.
AirPods.
I see. I see. Yeah, 63 and 42. So not like crazy good, but I mean, like that's the kind of team we want to be, right? Like we want to be a top 100 team in that kind of 60-40 range, but that gets there through volume. Like, I mean, obviously we want to be like one of those 90 and 10 teams, but that's stretch goal for farther down the line. So, still good. Still like they're the type of team that not only we want to beat, but we want to be like. Something we can work on today, maybe from the last review, or I forget when I said it, if it was in the review or after our last game, but obviously it's a little counterintuitive, but having someone call freelance, uh, if we think that we're going into freelance, like I think that could be helpful, and I know it's kind of like it like somewhat defeats the purpose, but also I think it will help people recognize the triggers because I also wasn't doing. I mean, admittedly, the flare is like we just added it and like no one's doing it, but it'd be nice to have someone calling it to get
Yeah, it makes
started.
sense.
Yeah, I would like to see press against ball handlers this big. God, I hate this paint
Yeah,
zoom. That
yeah, I think we might do it later on, but for the first couple possessions, I normally like to just see how they set up
I
before
suppose
I
that's fair.
initiate a press.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I figured it was because it was Adam. Um, I like this kind of stuff. I mean, like, it's not. I think this is like just one of the upsides of having Adam. This is something Javion does well too. Is like he'll just make good decisions when the ball's moved up to him. Like this isn't like a clear advantage situation or anything, but he's able to like. I mean, he doesn't even do anything right. He makes one crossover and drives to the basket, and it's fine. But I like moving the ball up quickly like that. I think it's also one of the best things Zen does when he's playing corner on the big. Good jump from Duck. We stay down for the board. I like that Duck is willing to go. I think he's the only one who was supposed to go there. I'm assuming that was a called cut. That seems pretty good. Yeah, we kind of fill around like that's totally fine. Want to see more of that too. I want to get on people for not moving off ball when a cut is made, or when a call is made. So right, like if the call is Duck cut, just having people do stuff. I think that includes you too, James. Whether it's trying to get inside position because you know there's like likely to be a shot, whether it's like lifting out preemptively, whether it's like being ready to set a screen when Duck if he like gets the ball if he needs to clear through or something like that. You're obviously the hardest person. It doesn't need to be on every single play, but and I
Yeah,
say this because so actually I think this is actually a pretty good play to demonstrate this why like everyone needs to be doing something because this ends up being technically Ducks man I would say, but the reason we want people to do stuff is that like if you lift up let's say you're taking away potential help defenders, right? So like this is most important for the people who are potentially help defenders on a given play. So if the call is cut, presumably what we want is a dunk under the basket. We could want other things, but presumably we want a dunk under the basket. So we want to prevent anyone who's nearby. If you are playing tagged by a defender who can help on that, then you need to be trying to like do something to disincentivize that, or to, you know, if you get in front of them, then that's preventing it in a different way.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's fine, happens, especially early. Nice. That was good. Good step up from Zen. The switch is good here. Zen's still able to be there. I don't think there's anything like wrong with that necessarily. Again, better to overjump than underjump. I don't think you need to. I think it's just like a trust thing. Like you don't trust Zen is going to actually be there, but I think he is in this situation, and that's like probably the one jump too many, because I think we actually had this all covered otherwise.
Yeah, just over helping.
You're good. Better to overhelp than underhelp to start. This is one that's like, this is like an X, like this is when I'm assuming this is called as a dex, or maybe it's called as a cut and you dex it out. But like, man, it feels so bad having this happen. A center comes out and jumps onto you, and we just have no chance to offensive rebound. This is just like missed opportunities, right? Like even if it's like a 20% chance, like we got to be threatening this offensive rebound at least somewhat. And a dex call is like a perfect time for the opposite corner to go, because the most likely thing to happen is exactly something like this, where like if James gets an open shot and knocks it down, great. But if James gets contested, he's getting contested by one of the primary rebounding people. So we need to be like, these are the opportunities we need to be threatening boards.
Yeah, and especially on the decks, I'm always going to be no dipping the shot. So
Right.
it's almost impossible.
Sometimes you're going to exactly. They have to start doing it early, because you're going to get it off quickly, and you're kind of trusting the call, the read, right? Like you're
Right,
not.
like it's going to be a shot.
Yeah.
It's going to be a shot no matter what. So you might as well just go ahead and crash.
Yeah. That's true. And also, we've just learned that like it's not that big of a deal. Like like let's say you catch it, you don't decide to shoot, and you want to drive it. Like if your teammate is standing directly under the basket, that obviously doesn't register. But even if the opponent is standing directly under the basket, that just doesn't register. Like you have to be outside the charge circle to register good contest. So like you can just ignore anything that's happening inside of here. It's like these people don't exist.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like it's fine if you end up down there, right? Like we can work around that. But I will say Adam did a good job getting back. And I'm assuming Adam's build does not have actually a ton of offensive rebound. Like those aren't the type of offensive rebounds Adam gets. Adam gets a lot of driving ones, mostly because of his rating. But yeah, it's just like a long-term thing I want to see from corner guys. I want to go back to how we get this. He's trying to post you up, I guess. Take it. This is a good take. Yeah, I like it. I think that's a good amount of pressure to put. I think Adam's like ready to take the second one, which is fine. This is just a little bit too much hands up. I don't know if he gets broken or I don't think it's a reach. Duck just doesn't reach like this, but I think this is just like hands up, hands downing. Yeah, he might have even gotten like fully like ankle broken animation. But that's fine. We'll give up. Like that's a shot. Like we're weak, right? We're weak in those. We're weak in the corners generally. Not like we're bad in the corners, but like our scheme is going to be weak to the corners, and that includes like short corner fades like this. Like that's just a shot that we're going to be okay giving up against most people. That's a really good read. We'll take it. Yep, bumping up. Wow, we'll take it. Everyone rotated late here. I don't know what the calls were. Zen is correct to follow through. I know sometimes in transition we won't actually follow these through, and I think that's fine. But it is totally reasonable for him to follow this through. Sometimes we'll just like wait and reset because they're not set. So yeah, we just have to realize that he's cutting through here. But because yeah, now this is probably out of system for Zen to cover this, but like this is obviously a blown assignment. James can't really cover it profitably, so it makes Zen is the correct person to make this assignment at this point, and he gets there to get a bump. So I think all of that is actually okay, but I think it's like it's kind of lucky because I think we don't rotate as cleanly as we should. Ugh, this was messy. Um, I mean, I know this is opposite side, and God, I don't know the last time I saw shots operate from the right side, but yeah, this is just a matter of of learning the off-ball spacing. Like this screen is fine, but when Zen is running this way, which I think is totally fine to wrap this way, like this is just not the right decision from Duck.
Was this an attempt at the freelance when
I
is then on a flare?
I don't think
Dump?
he is necessarily, but it feels like that's the most natural thing. I think Zen is just trying to pull his defender away from helping on the pick and roll. Like we're trying to like really empty out this side. But again, I don't
Yeah.
know exactly what the call is. I don't know if this pick and roll is impromptu. I'm assuming it is from Adam.
Yeah, it was called for. It was
Oh,
called
it was
for.
called. Okay, you called this pick
Yeah.
and roll. Yeah. So I think Zen is just thinking, okay, like I'm top of the key. My guy's the closest help defender. It makes sense for him to try to get away. Uh, if I was Duck, in this spot, I would either be looking to screen Zen's man off, right? To like either then like that is like flaring. Like this is Zen kind of asking Duck for a flare, but I think what would happen here is like Duck would screen Zen's man off, and Zen might have a cut off of this. But regardless, whatever's happening is happening off ball. I could also see this flowing into like double screens for James on the opposite side. Like this, like just very naturally could just end up as double screens for James. It could also be that Duck just takes this and starts wrapping himself to the top of the key. I think those are all in their own way valid option. That's a good pass. That's a good shot. What does Adam do after this screen? He rolls it. I think that's fine. I like that Zen goes all the way through. And Adam does make the read out of it. Not quite a short roll spot because he's under the rim, but he makes the read up as the roll man, which is really nice actually because they covered the initial pick and roll well. So that actually worked out quite well. Chag and recover, yep. And you're still out. Stunt, but recover back. Oh, interesting. That works. I mean, it's not obviously it's not a bad time to blitz. He's close enough in that if you get contact here, they can drop the ball a lot. I like that when Duck goes down, Adam's moving really early out here. So like this is a double, but yeah, this is a 3-on-2, but this is like a totally guardable 3-on-2. At least as long as it's not this isn't like a 5-second long blitz or whatever. Like these guys aren't like James should be able to guard these two for a few seconds here while this happens. So that's all really good. I like just moving the ball up. I don't think there was anything better on that transition. Late to the corner, but it's fine. Nice. Pulled out a little James here, getting back to the baseline.
Yeah. Love to see it.
Yeah, this all seems good. I like the amount of space you gave him, and then the wrap once he starts penetrating. I don't think Zen has anywhere to go really. I think this is perfect. So yeah, this all seems good. And this is just it ends at the fine isolation. Nice, we'll take those. I think that's a good amount of like I like that Adam didn't try to stick with this. He didn't have like a great bump, but he definitely forces him middle and then kind of recovers out. This is fine. Shots plays a little too high here, but that's fine. Obviously, like this isn't ideal. We don't want to end up in this situation where we have 3 jumping, but sometimes you get it. This is tough in semi-transition. This is one of the. It's so annoying, but this is one of the downsides in 2K of moving the ball up. I still think we're supposed to. Like, it's just so much easier to make good passes from half court than it is trying to make these full court reads. But one of the downsides of doing this is that really good teams will foul you when you cross half court because the transition logic is so binary, right? Where they just won't call transition. If you aren't immediately rebounding the ball and getting fouled, they won't call transition on you in the backcourt or in the front court until you cross.
Yep.
And obviously, if if we were south of this line or whatever, like we'd probably be able to wait for Adam to clear because I think the pass is coming. Like Zen's going to see that. But he's stuck in the foul animation. Nice. I like the rim focus. It's been really good. Yeah, I mean, this seems like one of our best games so far. I said it even in the Wildcats game, but I was like very impressed with Adam and Duck on that side. I don't feel like we were deficient on that side at all, despite having two, quote unquote new players. This is a good jump. Does everyone stay? How's the rebounding here? I like this. It's a good read. Yep. Great. Good switch. See how they handled this off ball. That was a little bit of a mess. Lucky they didn't get beat on it. Should Adam have switched off? Probably. Yeah. Adam's too high. It's beat. This should be a switch. Hey, how's it going, Doug?
Hey.
I was just waiting until Javion gets here. And in the meantime, going over this review, doing the warm-up game. Yeah, obviously we need to get in front of this. You or Adam. Just too close. There, but it's fine. Nice. Was that called? It had to be called, right? That was too good to not be called. My little drags here.
Yeah, this was called.
Yeah. Worked out well. I'd like to see us do more screen the screener out of these drags or out of blast stuff as well. The thing is, it can take a little while to develop, like the plays, but yeah, I'd like to see some drag screens turned into plays for one of the screeners. So this is fine, but even if they're popping and rolling, I'd almost wish that they that Zen would roll here and this is because it's natural, right? It's natural for Zen to pop and it's natural for Duck to roll, which is kind of why I'd like it to be reversed. But even then, you've gone over Zen screen, Zen instantly goes and flares Duck out. Stuff like that can be really good. I think there's more
almost
we
send
can
it
do
into
here.
a pick and roll for them.
Yeah.
Where they just kind of read and react it.
Yep. Yeah. So there's there's tons of stuff they can do with each other. Obviously, just having one slip, having one pop is totally fine, but there's lots of meat on the bone there. Yeah, this is good. I don't mind. The attempt to go in, and I don't know how planned this is, but going in once they clear is really good because your defender is under guarding in his mind. He's under guarding the paint because he feels like he has people in the paint for him, but if you trust our guys to get out in time, these guys in the paint are just like a mirage. So your defender might be likely to give you paint because he sees he has help, but in reality he doesn't have help because these defenders aren't going to stay. Like if these defenders are actually going to stay attached to their men and do this, then you're just going to get free lanes to the paint. So I'll do this all the time where I'll call a cut after, like someone will cut inadvertently or they'll cut and realize they're clogging space, and I'll call a cut after them. And like a lot of times, like people don't get that. Like they'll apologize, like, "Oh, sorry, I'm clogging. I'm in the way." And I'm like, "No, you're not in the way. Like you're exactly where I want you to be because your leaving is about to create open space that they didn't think existed, which makes the cut like way more dangerous." That was a good step from Adam. These are good switches. It's just a good cross to get back into his dunk. And I get why you jump there. You kind of feel like you have to. This switch is good. Yeah, I guess the problem is this. Yeah, it's a difficult switch back. Like it's probably incorrect for James to switch back here. So it makes sense that you just have to follow. Because of that, I like Adam's step. I think this is just whatever he dribbles through it. I think all of this is pretty fine. Yeah. I even like it's kind of small and like I don't know against like you just have to be aware. So as a corner defender, you have to be aware if they're like keyed in on this pass, but they haven't. I don't think they've made this pass a single time, so I don't blame you for the amount you moved. And in fact, I'm praising you, Duck, for taking a step here. But that's the one thing that's missing, like is like of truly being on a string. That when like Adam takes this step here to take this away, you try to like really like commit to taking this next one away as well. Especially if you feel like that's like an actual threat they've made. But for the most part, this is all really good. Let me go back to the initial screen action real quick. Yeah. This probably starts a lot too with that when shots switched, he ends up overrunning the hash guy. So that when the hash guy gets the pitch back, he has a bunch of open space, and now Shots is behind him because he overran him. Again, it's really difficult to not overrun him in this spot. But if I'm going to be nitpicky, I think that's like a micro thing. Is that if you don't overrun him here, he doesn't feel the safety coming to his left off this pitchback. Fifi left. I like the person uninvolved in the Fifi setting the screen here. I think also wrapping is fine. In general, I also throw Fifis this way, coming out towards the middle of the court, throwing them left. And I think this is correct in this case as well. Just know that you always have the option as well of throwing them this way. This can have it has some benefits and some drawbacks if you kind of like run it opposite side, like you're calling the Fifi left, but you're dribbling towards the right, because this is what gets me a lot. Off-ball defenders will sometimes take steps towards the ball as the ball switches sides. So like as the ball comes right, they might sag off their man, thinking that it's a more difficult pass to make or whatever. Like they're just natural, right? Like you load up the defense to the side the ball is on, which might make this type of pass more possible. But at the same time, it does put you in significantly more danger to get it intercepted when you dribble this right and pass it through the court as opposed to passing it, closer to the sideline. So, like I said, I mostly do it this way too, but I just want to like note that as a possibility. And again, just like on defense, the difference between like going over or under a screen, there's so much agency by everyone, right? Like how much delay do you do before you start the Fifi, or as the following person before you go? When do you press turbo in that? How, as the ball handler, do you decide to attack before you throw the ball? All of these are like micro things that you can do to like fundamentally change the way the Fifi's played. Where like maybe this Fifi doesn't work, but doing it the opposite way actually might work for slightly different reasons. This is all fine. This box is good. We're all back. This is a follow through. Yeah, seems good.
Can you go back to that? Because
Yeah,
I got lost in this play.
let's take a look.
Yeah, back
I
when you
think this
find
is
me.
correct. Yeah, well. Let's go with the whole possession. So one, I don't even know if I'd call it a mistake here, but like one thing I noticed here is that like I might have preferred Adam just stay in the corner and Duck take this hash guy. I think Adam's one of the people who is still most susceptible to. Sorry, that was way too far back. Yeah, Adam's probably one of the people who's most susceptible to feeling stuck to his original position. But to me, this I might not have gotten back to the corner here. So that's like step one on this play. Otherwise, it's whatever. We get into we get into an even place. The corner man does cut. Duck follows. Duck kind of sits low, anticipating maybe there's a jump. This is your follow, but you guys could switch this off. And I mean, we did talk about this as well in the last review. Uh, but when you're in the paint already, right? Because his man, he's following green. He's been following green since his initial cutout.
Right. Yeah.
When he comes out, he's in the paint. He could totally wait for you. He could wait for when if he does this and he sees your man cutting, he can just stay and you can now take the person who's up top. And you guys have done
Yeah.
like a switch vertically. We're used to switching horizontally, but this is a switch vertically. The thing is, at the end of the day, if it's not called, this is. I mean,
It's
like,
still
I think
my
you
guy.
get that. It's still your guy. So it's hard to say. I'll put it this way. It's hard. It's easier for you to see this because he's technically guarding ball. He's concerned about this guy receiving a pass.
Mhm.
So he feels like he needs to get out here. Like he's like, oh shit, I need to get out here now. If you want to switch in this spot, I think it's one of these that kind of you need to be the one to call it because you're the one who has less going on mentally here.
Okay.
Um, but as it is, like this is fine, and I think given the time situation, this all works out pretty well. Like this double is fine. No one needs to recover at this point. This is 1 second. This covers any fades. These two aren't a threat, so this is all good. Yeah. Any word on Javion?
Oh, I was muted. I'll send a text in the chat unless you're already doing it.
Appreciate you. No. Yeah, if you guys can watch it for me, just let me know because I might miss it.
Yeah, shots in it.
Thank you. And just like check in case he doesn't know we're in here. Check the Daddies chat on PSN too. We can just move over there whenever he shows up.
Yeah, nobody's over there right now.
No,
I've
no,
been keeping an eye on it.
sounds good. Thank you. Sorry, I was just texting the wife.
So I do have a question on that last scenario. This might be just because I'm a top player,
Yeah.
and so I find myself up top more. But in that scenario, isn't it easier for the person who can see more of the court to call that? So being the low man, being the guy who can see everything a little bit more while looking at his man, if Duck wants to be the guy to switch it there, can't he say switch? Like he can basically preemptively say, I'm going to take the next cut and communicate it that way.
Yes, well, he can if there is a next cut. If there's no next cut, he has to leave.
Well, yeah.
So I think that is fair. I guess to me, it is. My thought was it is harder for Duck here. One, because like it's not like James can't see the court. Like this isn't real life. It's not like stuff's happening behind James. Like this is all visible to him. In real life, of course, like it makes even more sense for it to be Duck. And I feel that a little bit more. My thought is that because this pass is coming out to green right here, like that's priority number one. Like that's what needs to be guarded. And if Duck can get out to it, I think he should instead of trusting that him verbalizing a switch call is going to happen and then James is going to get there and process that if he's already processed it. Like if he's already realized that this pass is coming. Like at this point, I think I would be committing to green no matter what. Like I wouldn't trust that James would be able to get here, frankly.
By the way, apologies. I
No,
was
you're
having issues joining like PlayStation and then trying to get the stream up on PC. But if I think this is the right scenario, I think I played it the opposite way in the game. So like this time I chased the in the game film review, I took the cut,
right.
and I think you celebrated me for taking the cut.
Yes,
So
I
I
mean I do think
probably
that's
should have.
better. I do think that's better. I do think that is the better situation. But either person can call it. Like I think that's just like the better rotation.
Yeah.
But if you
And like
don't think that James is going to get there, then like someone has to get there because this is like an imminent problem.
Yeah, I mean, I might have been scared because they were the 39th team in the world or 80th team in the world or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
But you said something in the film review that I don't think I've said, but I've believed, and that's like when I'm in the paint, I'm looking for a reason to stay in the paint, especially low on the shot clock.
100%. Yeah.
And so here I probably should have just taken the cut.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's that. I'm totally cool with that. Yeah, that is fair. Um,
And yeah, I mean, I agree that it definitely could have been called, but that's such a quick call to make too.
no, for sure. Yeah, and I mean that's kind of goes to what Shots is saying is that you can kind of say it preemptively too. Like Duck can say, "I'm in the paint. I'm looking to stay in the paint." Something to that effect to like key everyone in. The same thing where I'm asking people to do with freelance is like yeah, it's something that can and maybe should in time not need to be said, but it can't hurt to say. To give everyone a heads up of like what they think is coming.
Yeah, I would rather us over communicating than under communicating.
Yeah,
that's something I've tried to stress in a bunch of our more current runs is just getting people talking because it feels like it's really dead if it's not me or you talking a lot.
Yeah, which is tough when if we're going badly individually, one that means that the team is going badly, but also it means that the communication is just like completely dead.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is tough. Like that's one of the.
I do have a tendency to implode, so I need I need other people.
I also have a tendency to under communicate, so I get it.
No, you didn't want that. This is a good jump. This is a good block. Yeah.
We don't have to discuss the timeout here.
Was it bad? What did I miss?
It was very bad.
Why? No,
this
is off an this is off an intentional.
Yeah, that's not the one. That's not the one.
Oh,
it's later in the game. It's later in the game.
Yeah, this will happen. This will happen if we're doing it right. Odd had one of these earlier. I think they're good. Yeah, sometimes we'll get a board we don't think we're getting and call timeout on ourselves, and that's fine.
Yeah, there was a very bad one.
This is all pretty good. No complaints. I like the instinct to wrap behind him, Duck, when he's stuck like that. I think that's correct. Yeah, just a bunch of bad jumps. Adam's jump pulls him out. Shots' jump pulls him out. Once we have too many,
it was Adam
cascade.
Adam reached on that, and it took him out.
Oh, it was a reach. I see. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I let go of turbo, thinking I would jump straight up in the air, and my dude.
And then you went over. Yeah, sometimes you still just go through. Yeah, it's funny. I know that was supposed to go to Zen. This is really unfortunate. So, and like I said, I missed every single one in my game too. I'll try to get to that review tomorrow. But yeah, there should be a flare up top as part of the freelance. Again, that's like the least problematic part to miss because it's new. But I think that like obviously like Zen is like pretty open here, but like frankly, if that this also means that if like Duck was like flaring, like if Duck was like moving this way and like screens his man off for Zen, like this is a 2v1, so like I think we'll be open regardless. And then obviously like look at all this, like oh man, like oh, I don't know if you guys can you guys see my cursor in Discord or only on
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
stream? Okay, yeah, just like all the space on the block here. Like look how like Adam's man is in Narnia. Like this is just like free dunk, free putback city. Like no matter what bullshit happens on this side, like someone could take a horrible shot. It doesn't matter. Like this is like fucking free 2 points because this is so juicy. But we just need to do the thing. But yeah, that kind of unfortunate series of unfortunate events here. The pass to Zen gets pulled into a handoff. James is going up, panics appropriately because this is not in a good place, and then shots is open, and then there's like the rating doesn't let him get it through, and that's just unfortunate. But good positioning though, like good on shots to go out to the corner, uh, give us a chance at an open shot there. So that's good off ball. Too high, I don't mind you not picking this up though. But yeah, just like Adam doesn't need to be all the way up here. He even like does like this is a bump. Like he gets a couple seconds of a bump, or like he gets a step or two of a bump, but it's just not enough. Because if you're playing too high, it's nothing. Goofy right follow. I do think this only happens sometimes to you shots, and this is like you're gonna get more nitpicky criticism than other people because you're better than other people. But this is I think you're just watching your ball watching here off of the Fifi call. You need to be moving. 100% you need to be moving into this space here on the right.
I think Doug did a good job when they
Yeah.
called it to come down and screen.
Oh, let me see. Oh, I see. Yeah.
So with that, I was thinking about this, and maybe you also said late in the game that in addition to screening over there, you also said when I have Jet, I should Dex, which is a good note. But other than down screening the corner, I don't really know what to do to try to stay out of shots way. I think maybe at some point I tried to offer a pick just to make it look like
Yeah.
I was while he was running a Fifi, I was just making it look like he might run off of me.
Yeah. And you did that earlier
But
too, as well. And I think that's good. I noted that actually earlier in this very game. So I do think
Okay.
that's one thing you can do. Other things you can do are so I don't know if presumably he's called Fifi at this point. If he's called Fifi at this point, yeah, there's not a ton you can do alone. Like James can obviously screen you down. You can wrap shots, so we know that there's going to be space freeing up on the right hash. Like if the Fifi is called, so someone some way is going to have to fill on the right hash. This one is like a little more dicey, but like it might cause some congestion. But like Iverson cutting through, so like not even like long wrapping through, but like Iversoning through to the right hash as the Fifi happens can be really good because that's like one of the problem with these like full wheel concepts is that like the person who is going hash to hash in this case um, is not like on tempo with the people who are cutting, right? These people are making cuts from one spots away, right? They're going from corner to baseline to the block. This guy's going from hash to the corner, but you're having to go through two spaces, so you're inherently out of sync. Like those wheel plays like have like a little bit of inherent dyssynergy to them. But Iverson cutting going through the middle of the court instead of doing a long wrap is a way for you to like get closer to their timing on this. So that can be like a good way to get to the right hash. At the end of the day, someone has to get to the right hash. Like honestly, I could see something being good too, is that like so you come to set the screen and you set it on the side that's like most convenient to you, which is setting it towards shots moving left. But we don't do a good job thinking about flipped screens. If we know someone needs to get to the right hash, one thing you can do is get around shots and screen him to the right. Like kind of you're telling him where to go. Like so if shots doesn't realize that like he needs to fill the right corner, whoever's running this play, like you're gonna do. You should the best thing you can do is you can do the thing that's going to like nudge them in the right direction, sort of.
Okay.
So that's like another
So
thing
question.
that we do. Yeah.
So so this is a Fifi follow, correct?
Yeah, I guess it was because it ends with the floater. I don't know if the follow was
Oh
called.
no, no,
I
no.
think he just attacks
Okay.
and
Yeah,
plays
I
that.
think
He
this
just
is
attacks
just a
and plays that.
drive after a
Yeah.
it's a
Okay,
drive
gotcha.
after a Fifi.
But my only question was, if this doesn't work, where is everybody filling to, preferably? Because
I
that would be Adam coming to the left hash or the left corner, and I'm sliding up to the left
I
hash.
think it depends on what you guys choose to do on the opposite side. So
Okay.
there's lots of so here's one thing you could do. You could have so let's go all the way back. Um, at the end of, we it can be part of the freelance where we decide stuff like this for frequent actions. I don't know if that's better or worse. Like I am scared of like information overload. Like we're already having trouble doing the initial actions well. So I kind of think the best thing is for us to just like to freestyle it. Like maybe I shouldn't use the word
Gotcha.
freelance to mean both things. So let's say Duck comes and sets you a screen, a down screen.
Yep.
It's pretty. There might be some occasional circumstances where you actually cut the back screen, even in this case. But mostly you're going to want to be taking the back screen up to fill, and then then you're kind of you're freeing up the corner. But obviously it's a problem because Duck is now kind of stuck. Like now all you've done is you've put Duck into your issue. Duck can set a second screen for Adam coming through to get him to the corner, either a flat screen along the baseline to get him into the corner, or like a curling screen where he almost like holds the same screen. And he doesn't end up setting it here. Oh no, he does. Yeah. So like imagine you take this screen. Adam takes baseline and he takes the screen behind you. That's like a second thing you can do here, and then you guys are just filling around him, and then eventually Duck ends
Hmm.
up in the corner. That's like one thing you can do. When you come up here, you can cut so that by the time Adam is in the corner, Adam now has space to fill, or like Duck can pop out of this screen and come out this way, right? You will have to move like two spaces theoretically, right? You're gonna have to move at least two spaces to make sure everyone has enough room. Of course, Adam can always just L cut it too, which is like roughly what he does here, right? Like he cuts, there's nothing there, and he just L cuts it up. So like whatever you guys do on this side then doesn't really matter. Like if you guys like stay in like some sort of tight action, like let's say Duck sets you the screen and you dex it back to the corner, that might be a great time for Adam to go straight up because now you guys are putting a ton of pressure on the baseline, so not only do we want to have possessions end with us having lots of people, having three people up top, but also it just means he's more likely to be open, right? Like people are more likely to be gravitated into what you guys are doing. So if you fake this wrap and dex back, then Adam should be trying to fill up more, whether it's on a hash or in the top middle or whatever. So I think there's just like lots of little options, and it just depends. Of course, if
Okay.
Duck doesn't come set you the screen, if Duck, let's say he does what I was suggesting and either Iverson's through or fakes a wrap through and then screens shots to go right, then you're kind of free on this side to just do wherever you want with Adam, whether it's you slide up slowly and give Adam the corner or Adam just cuts through like this, that's also fine. Um,
Okay.
so any of them can be fine.
Yeah, and
Okay.
on Fifi follow too, especially when I call it, I'm gonna be looking to get into that corner.
But
Like
at the
if
end,
it's
we
not
want
there
this
on the
to end with,
follow, it's
yeah,
basically like a wheel where I
exactly.
follow into the corner and then I'm in a corner isolation.
Yep.
So
Yep.
just to give an update on Javion, he said he's gonna be another like 40 minutes. He said it'll be closer to 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
No
I am
worries,
down to
no
run. I
worries.
am down to run with 4 if we want to. I'm like totally fine
Yeah,
with
we
that
can
as
run
well.
some rec. I'm cool
Yeah,
with
let's
that
go.
as well.
Sounds good. Do you have time for 1 or 2, Duck, at this point? If it's too late to do 2, that's
I
fine.
could probably squeeze a second
Right, let's go quick. Do that.
if needed. So, yeah.
No worries. I was just gonna say if it was like 1 and we had like an extra 15 minutes, I was gonna say we finish out this quarter. But if we can squeeze in 2, then I will wrap. Well, we should go now, and that works. But I'm fine with either way. So if you feel like you're rushing, I can just take another 5 minutes doing this if that's fine.
I could try to. I'll get in trouble and ask for forgiveness later.
All right,
So.
sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. All right. Yeah. Hopefully this is helping. I
Alright.
will upload this as well. But yeah. I mean, I feel like you guys are playing really well this game, so I'm excited to finish watching it and See you guys win.
Says Zen's on 2K.